Okay, so now we've got to go to our 38th video, and the topic is we're still talking about the division, which we talked about before, polynomial division. But this time we are need to learn that thing which I told you about very briefly, I think in the previous video, about something called synthetic division. All right, so we're talking about polynomials. That's not changing. Polynomials, sorry. Okay. Sorry about that blemish there, but we can live with it, I think. All right, so polynomials. That's supposed to be an N. This is supposed to be an M. Polynomials. And the previous video, that would be video 37, we did long division. This video, namely video 38, we have to learn synthetic division. Okay. So let me put up the example right away and show you something about synthetic division. Here we show you how to do synthetic division. Here's the example. Minus 10x to the x squared. There's going to be a little trick here. Don't worry. I don't think it's going to confuse you. There's going to be a little trick here. Minus 5. Take an example from the book. They're playing a little trick, so let me show you their trick. Okay, the trick is, and it's the same thing with long division and synthetic division have this in common. You have to put the x cubed first. So we've got to rearrange this before you start. Problem 1. Rearrange before starting. Rearrange before starting. Don't let them play any tricks on you. Rearrange before starting. And what does that mean? First the 2x cubed, then go down in order, minus 10x squared, minus 5, this polynomial, divided by x minus 4. And now we plan on using synthetic division for this problem. Now, notice one more thing, and I'll probably talk about it later too. Synthetic division, let me actually talk about it at length right now. Synthetic division only works. Long division works all the time. Long division always works. Long division always works. Synthetic division only works when the coefficient of the thing you're dividing by, that means this, the coefficient of the thing you're dividing by, the coefficient of x is equal to 1. So it's very limited. You can only divide if the coefficient of x over is equal to 1. That's when synthetic division works. If it would be a 2x minus 4, if we were divided by 2x minus 4, doesn't work. It would be divided by x squared minus 4, doesn't work. It's got to be a plain x, and then synthetic division is able to work. It only works when the coefficient of x is equal to 1, right? So it's limited, but it's very useful still, and we're going to see a bunch of examples. They really like synthetic division, despite its limitations. All right, let me show you how you do this. You write the 2, the coefficient of x cubed. Next order, you write minus 10, the coefficient of x squared. Now, what's missing over here? Something's missing. X is missing, so you have to put a 0 in its place, as if you're saying 0x. Then comes the negative 5. Drop this thing like an L. It's a little bit like an L, a long L. And over here, when you're dividing by x minus 4, you don't put a negative 4 over here. You have to do the opposite of what it says here. If it said plus 4, we would put a negative 4 here. But it says negative 4, you put a 4. Be careful with synthetic division. You do the opposite of what's next door to the x. So I put a 4 there. Okay, here goes. Here's how you do it. Drop the 2. Then do 4 times 2 is 8. Negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. Then you do 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. 0 and negative 8 is negative 8. And 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. Negative 5 and negative 32 is negative 37. And we are almost finished. I want a nice piece of paper here, so I'm moving my thing up. There we go. Okay. Now, here's our answer. This 2 represents not x cubed, 1 less than x cubed, x squared. This minus 10 represents negative 10. And negative 10. What we have over here is this negative 8 represents, I'm sorry, this negative 10 is negative 10x. I apologize. So this 2 represents 1 less than that, x squared. Then it goes down to x. Then there's no more x's, so now there's the constant, that's a number. And this thing is the remainder. So the remainder is negative 37. Okay, so you could have on your answer sheet, answer B. This is the answer, answer B. Now be careful. There's another way to write this. You can also write it, not extremely different, but whenever there's a remainder, and this applies to long division also, whenever there's a remainder, then sometimes they'll write it as negative 37 over the original x minus 4. This is the other way to write the. There's both ways. Both are possibilities. Both are possible on the answer sheet. Forget that. Are possible. Both are possible on the answer sheet. Both this one and that one. Okay, sometimes they'll take the remainder looking like this, and sometimes they'll take the remainder looking like this. Okay, so we got to do more synthetic division. I took up the entire space. We're going to end this video, but we got to do a little bit more stuff about this in the next video. So here we go. I close this up.